Hi everyone, my name is Melissa. I'm 28 years old and I have arthrogryposis. Um, Arthrogryposis, I have the type that affects all four of my limbs, both my hands and my feet. So I do use a walker around the house because I'm not able to walk by myself without the walker, or I'm not able to walk without AFO's braces. And for long distances, I use a wheelchair because I get tired really easily. So basically, when I'm not at home, I take the chair out. Um, Other than that, besides that, I also have, the club feet, the dislocated hips. I have a kind of severe case of scoliosis, clubophile syndrome, cleft palate, like the whole fusion, back of the neck, everything, all of that that goes along with it. I pretty much have it, so. Yes, I have had to date 30 surgeries. So, pretty much almost one for every year of my life. Um, I haven't had a surgery though, maybe a good 8 or 9 years, so that's good. Knock on wood. Majority of them were corrective surgeries, mostly on my legs and my hands, just to kind of like, for my hands, like, because, I was born with fist like hands. So it's just to basically release the hands and the webbing and stuff. And, my feet, so to turn them right so they're not clubbed and all that. Yeah, mostly basically on my hands and my feet. I've had surgery on my eye, but that's for something else. I've never had surgery on my back. Like I said, I do have scoliosis, but I've never had surgery for it, even though the doctors have suggested it, but it's just something that I choose not to do. So yeah, I've had a lot of surgeries, spent a lot of time at the hospital. No stranger to the hospital, as I'm sure many of you aren't as well. Well, right now, a typical day for me, since I'm currently working from home, I'm a freelance illustrator and graphic designer, as well as a writer. So I work from home majority of the time, which is really nice in a way, but sometimes can drive me a little crazy because I haven't gone out much lately. But it's nice because I get to set my own hours and work my own pace. I have worked at a normal 9 to 5 in the past. I've worked at a few record labels in the past as well because I really love music. And, it was fun during the time, but I noticed as I got older, I started to get tired more and I couldn't handle those long hours and I would start to kind of, ache and stuff. So last year around this time, I made the decision to quit my job and to try freelance because I was just getting too tired going into the office every day and working. And yeah, so anyways, a typical day for me right now is I wake up and I do some work, shower, um, make some lunch, do some gaming, go out sometimes, like run errands, go to Target or something, come back, do some more work. Then I do some personal work like drawing or painting or something for myself, and watch TV or watch a movie, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I lead a boring life. I like to joke I'm an old lady now. There was a point when I was younger, maybe when I was 18, 19, where I could be out every night until like 2 a.m. and then, go to class the next day. And I seriously don't know how I did that because now you're lucky if you can get me out past 9. But, yeah, so my days aren't that exciting unless I have something cool going on, like a show or Disneyland. Um, I would say when I was younger, it affected me a lot, especially during my junior high and my high school years. It was really hard for me, but I think, those years are hard for just anyone in general, but definitely, having a disability makes it harder. And I was really shy. I was a really shy child. I hardly ever talked. You can ask anybody who ever knew me when I was small. Um, Same with like junior high and high school, kind of. I didn't have very many friends. I didn't go out at all. I was just kind of a real loner and kept to myself. And I don't think I really started to open up until I got to college, which is when I met a lot of my good friends who are still my good friends now. I didn't meet them at college, but I met them during my college years. And a lot of that had to do with music because I started really getting into music and started going to a lot of like punk rock shows and stuff, and that's where I met a lot of my good friends who are my friends today. And just being a part of that community kind of like opened me up and made me not as shy as I used to be. Because, like, my whole life I was kind of used to being like, oh, yeah, it's that girl in the wheelchair, or it's that one weird looking girl. And, people would stare and people would talk about me, and, they wouldn't want to hang out with me or whatever. But when I would go to shows, I noticed that people didn't treat me that way. Like, I mean, of course, there was some people who stared at first, but that's a given. That's anywhere you go because people are stupid. But most of the people didn't treat me like that. A lot of the music community treated me as a person, which is how everybody should be treated. And they didn't go look at that girl in the wheelchair. They were just like, oh yeah, that girl's here because she likes the same band that I do, and that's pretty cool. And that's how I made a lot of my friends. So I'd say now, like, my social life is better because of that, because like going out and meeting people through music has given me a lot of confidence. So I'm not as scared and awkward as I was before. No, I'm still awkward. Um yeah, I don't know. I guess I have a little bit more confidence. No, I definitely have a lot of more confidence than I did when I was younger. Still shy, but I have more confidence. I talk a little bit more. I go out a lot more. But yeah, it doesn't affect my social life at all right now. I mean, it's just your whole like accessibility issue. A lot of places aren't accessible, and sometimes people can be jerks about it, and sometimes people are understanding. And like there's this one venue that I go to in Echo Park, and I don't really like going there. I try to avoid it if I can, not because of the people or it's a crappy venue or anything like that, not at all. Like, it's an awesome venue. I think it's just the restrooms are upstairs and there's no elevator, and it's like 2 flights of stairs. And I guess because it's like an old building or whatever, they don't have an elevator, so it's not really accessible, and it just kind of sucks. Like, luckily I didn't have to go to the bathroom anytime I was there, but if I did, or if anybody else in my situation had to go, they couldn't. But the people there were really cool, and they felt really bad when I asked where the bathroom was, and they offered to carry my wheelchair upstairs, but I didn't want to do that. So yeah, it's stuff like that. Parking spaces. Like, I'm usually not huge on the whole handicap parking thing. Like, if there's an open space will use it, obviously. But if there's not an open space, it's not a big deal to me. Like, I don't care where we park as long as there's enough room to get my wheelchair out and to get, myself out, because my legs don't bend, so I can't just open the door a little bit. I have to open the door all the way to get out because of my legs. So, but the thing that's really annoying is seeing, like, all these people who obviously, don't need to be parked in handicapped spots and just park there and, like, go and run in to the store or whatever, and then, are, like, park in the little, like, crosswalks between parking spaces and stuff, and, like, blocking the ramp. And it's like, hey, dude, I need to get up there. That's the only way I can get up. So that kind of sucks. The whole bathroom thing kind of sucks. I could really get into that. I know a lot of my fellow AMC friends on Tumblr, we have discussions about that, about how people like to use the handicap stalls when there's like 50 other open stalls. And that kind of sucks because that's the only one that we can use. But yeah, I don't know. People are weird. Um, but other than like accessibility issues, for the most part, like, I think that's the only way that, my disability affects me when I go out in everyday life. It doesn't affect me any other way. I mean, I've I've noticed, and I know it's a hard thing to do, but it all has to do with confidence. And if you're confident and if you're around a group of people that you feel comfortable with, then, you're not going to be as shy, and you're going to be more talkative, and people are going to, approach you more, and it's not going to be awkward. So, but like I said, I'm an awkward person. I feel awkward doing this right now, but yeah, I don't know. Like, just go out. Don't be afraid to go out and have a good time and do what you love, and don't care what other people think about you. Like, just do it for yourself. Well, sort of mentioned it already. I am an artist, so I like to draw. I draw a lot. I paint a lot. I like to draw, like, pop culture stuff from movies and things like that. I love horror movies, especially 80s horror movies. They're the best. Like Gremlins and Lost Boys, like, those are some of my favorites. And you can go to my website if you want to check out my artwork. Shameless plug right here, www.melissasanchezart.com. Sorry, had to throw that in there. Besides drawing, I love going to shows. I love music. I try to go to shows as much as I can. I don't go as much as I used to. There was a time where I went like 5 days out of the week to shows. I don't even know how I did that. Now I'm lucky if I go once a month to a show because, like I said, I'm a grandma. I'm an old lady. I start yawning at 9 and the main band hasn't even come on yet. I like to read. I like watching movies, going out to eat, hanging out with friends, going on road trips. Just typical things like that everybody likes to do. So, um, feel free to send me more questions. This was fun, even if, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at myself in the camera right now, and I hate looking at myself in the camera, so I feel really weird, and I look really weird to myself, and so this is why I'm being awkward and shy right now and not knowing what to say. But yeah, feel free to send me more questions and ask me whatever you want to ask me. You can go to my Tumblr and just submit and ask, and then I will throw it in the next video. So if there was anything else, you'd like to ask that I didn't mention in here, just, message me or check out my blog, check out my website, my work, say hey, send me a message, find me on Facebook. I always like meeting new people, especially new people with artwork posts. So, yeah, everyone have a happy Friday. Bye.